everybody and welcome to my gaming channel. I'm Dan the Gamer Man. This is going to be my first upload on the YouTube platform. I play games based on different genres. So depending on what I'm feeling like playing and whatnot like that is what we'll see on this channel in terms of content. Today we're going to be checking out PC Building Simulator. It's a game that I've actually been playing for a while. Just flip on the lights here. It's a game I've been playing for a while. As you can see, I'm on level 23 already. Got some money in the bank. Working up on 5 stars if I'm not already there. Basically, this game starts where obviously you're at level 1. Your Uncle Tim leaves you this PC repair business and then steals another $15 from you right off the bat for gas money and leaves you in the hole, and then you have to start working on different jobs. I know there's other content creators out there that started at level 1 if you want to check them out. But basically, I figured, I mean, I've had fun playing this game, but as we've gotten up to the higher levels here, the jobs have become more progressively harder and just in terms of like more fun instead of just doing like virus removal and stuff like that. So being at level 23, I've already gotten to pay off Uncle Tim a good percentage for share of the company. I already renamed it Dan's PC Repair and Upgrades. And then basically, so this is where the jobs are sitting. So these are two builds. This is a diagnose and repair. These are the parts I ordered the previous day. So I already ordered parts, but I'll show you about ordering parts in terms of this. And then in here we have our home computer, which we can kick on here. And you can do that by doing triangle. I'm playing on a PS4, so on the PS4 controller triangle. Or you can go down here and switch on and off and pick it up and whatnot like that. I actually built this machine. You start off with just a generic machine. But yeah, then you have your PC Bay, which is like eBay. I don't think I'm selling anything. Yep. So basically stuff like that. And then let's see here. So email is where we get in the jobs that are due. So let's see here. And yeah, so those are the next three ones, but these are the three that we're going to be doing today. Is those right there. You have a calendar up here, which basically tells you if anything's due. Like today, I think I have 2 jobs that have to be done by today. Your utility bill and your rent. I also have a delivery of a broken PC from PC Bay. It was like 94% off, so I bought that so I can fix it and resell it up on PC Bay. You have your whiteboard here, so there's 2 builds up here. And then the post-it note goes with each build. I'll show you that. But yeah, basically I already unlocked. You start off with just this table right here, but I unlocked the other 2. So here's table 2, table 3. I unlocked the storage. I don't have anything in there right now. And then this shelf over here is just if you have parts and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically the standard gist of PC Building Simulator in terms of what you're working with here. So basically we'll get started here. So let's see, we got this diagnose and repair is going to be first, so we'll put that table 1. We got m.twig. So here we'll put these on tables 2 and 3. And then basically how you see what you need or what they need is you could either put the post-it note here or just slap it right on and then it slaps it there for you. So that one's just a build to play a computer game, and I believe this one was a 3D Mark score. Yes. So basically we'll do this in order. So first one's going to be from Carl. He said, I think something's broken. Excuse me, I'm sure someone like you can work on what's wrong. I didn't realize there were clips for the RAM, and I got a bit violent. I got no idea what might have happened. Needs it done by today. The vents look a bit clogged, so it's probably dusty, and it's not as quick as it used to be. Now this is a term I've come across where I know that it's virus removal, so we'll take a look at that. It's not as quick as it used to be. That means there's probably viruses. So I just picked up all the parts that I ordered for these 3 jobs today. And again, at the end of the episode, I will show you how everything works. So first off, we'll take the compressed air. It is dusty in here, so got to get rid of the dust. When a customer says there's quite a bit of dust in there or it's a bit dusty, that's actually one of the requirements that they look for when they give you a review on how you did. If I were to just replace the problem and not clean the dust out, I'd probably get like a 4-star instead of a 5-star review. And I like to try to keep it at 5-star because that'll keep more customers coming back. I don't know if that's how it's programmed actually on the actual game, but that's how I want to operate because you obviously want to have good reviews to keep customers coming back or new customers. So it was the RAM. So we'll go ahead and just sell off the broken one because we can't use it. Put the new one in there. Fire it up. And we can actually put this back on. Alright, so that's all fixed, but see how it says diagnose and fix here, it's still in the red. And that's from him saying that it's a bit slow. So what we're going to do is plug in one of our USB drives. Oop, get out of there. And then we're going to go to add remove programs. We're going to add the virus scanner. Just have to reboot to get it installed there. And then basically this is just going to scan to see if there's viruses, how many infected files, and then it'll let me clean it up. So let's see here. Alright, so 331. I've seen way worse than that actually, higher numbers. I've seen into the 500s before, like a few levels ago. So we'll go ahead and clean that, and then basically on this what I like to do is remove the virus scanner software, and that's just because I don't, like, just in real life, you don't want to leave free software on the customer's computer, because if they get viruses again, they can just click on it and get rid of it themselves. We don't want that to happen. We want them to come back. So that one's good to go. We can pick it up, and we'll set it out here for now. Move over to this one. Now this one was a PC build to play a game, and I can actually show you real quick. I'm just going to get this... go in here for a second. Just get the, I like to get the hard drive and the power supply unit in. So the power supply unit, I usually go on a PC build for a game. I usually just do about 600 watt. That leaves enough room, headroom for them too if they need to add anything before they have to go out and buy a new power supply unit. So basically I have this software called Will It Run, and so what I did was I did the minimum spec, and then I just basically ordered what's needed. That way you don't have to worry about if it's going to pass customer requirement or not. So you can actually like collect payment on it and whatnot like that. So basically I did already install the power supply unit and the storage drive, and then I already did buy all the parts like I said for all 3 of these jobs. And I think that's how I'm going to actually operate. I'm just going to make sure that whatever jobs we have for each episode that we can just jump right into it, so we're not messing around with the shop and whatnot. But I am going to show you the shop at the end of this episode. So we'll get back to this build, and I'm just applying thermal paste. That's a must. Customers will actually get a blue screen of death if you don't install thermal paste. If they try to like say run a 3D Mark bench score to see what their 3D Mark bench score would be, it's actually just gonna give it the blue screen of death. Now on this one, oh, I actually took out too many ports there, so we can actually put one back. And now that I saw it, we could put this back to the PSU mount. So basically, this one required 4 gigabytes of memory or RAM. So got the RAM sticks here. I just went with the Value Supreme, 2 gigabytes each. And then the graphics card was a 2 gigabyte VRAM, so I ended up going with the Xi'an GeForce on that one. So basically, once that's done, you just gotta double check actually on these 2, because sometimes they ask for, so he didn't do it on this one, but sometimes they ask for, actually let me see something here. Yeah, AMD component. Yeah, so he wanted actually AMD components, which we already hit actually on the um, uh, processor, the central processing unit, CPU. So, but usually sometimes customers they ask for like colored wires instead of just plain black or white, whatnot. If there's no specification on what color cables they want, I'll actually just go in here with black, just plain plastic black cables. If they want to get their PC back and do something else, they can obviously do that. But I usually don't mess around with the color cables unless the customer actually needs it. Maybe on a different episode down the road, I can um, switch out colors just to show you guys some different colors that the cables come in currently that I have. So basically this is all wired up. That's the most tedious part. So I just installed the USB drive so it can install the operating software. So we definitely need the OS for this to pass. As you can see up here, actually, it says so no OS installed, but then it's looking for the PC that the PC can boot to OS. So we'll get this powered up here, and we'll see how this goes. Takes a little bit of time. Actually, I'm gonna take the front panel off this one while the other job's booting up, and we'll do the same thing. We'll just get these installed here. So as you can hear, the other one did get installed. On the 3D Mark scores, I usually like to go with the most most wattage that I can get for a power supply. Basically, that's just going to give a lot of headroom in case there's multi-components that need to run. So this one's good to go. Yeah, so basically that one was a 1200 watt power supply unit, and that's just going to basically be able to give it a nice bit of juice, because this one actually, with the 3D Mark score, I ended up going with what's called a dual graphics card. And this one's actually going to be cross-fired, and I'll actually explain what that means here as we go along. So crossfire is where there's two graphics cards plugged in. Basically, it's pulling power from both graphics cards, and that's going to average out with the CPU score to hit the 3D Mark score. I think what I bought should be able to at least hit on that 8401 mark exactly, possibly, if not more. Might be a little bit more, but we'll check it out and see. Now on this one, I gotta remember. Okay, so it's the. Oop, go back in here. So it's this one, and then we skip one. Alright, so then we should be able to get these both installed here. And I already got thermal paste on the CPU, so we can install the cooler. The reason I'm flipping the cooler to the other side is just gonna get the RAM stick here installed. So I always rotate the CPU cooler because the exhaust fan for the case is right here, so it's easier to just let the exhaust, if it's heating up too much, that way there's not a lot of heat inside here to make, to like, not make, but like mess with any of the components in here. There's also another one down here, it comes with it, which is also good for, you know, if the hard drive gets a little hot, whatnot like that. And I believe this has its own, the power supply. So we'll get this one wired up here. And as I was saying, this is the most tedious part on a PS4 controller. You have to get the mouse pointer exactly where it's green when you pick up the one side of the cable. Otherwise, if you don't, I'll just show you. See, I just clicked without it being green, and you have to like kind of start over. So it's just a little tedious. There are some unlockables that I'll also show you towards the end of the episode today that show. It's kind of like you actually probably saw when I installed the motherboard, the standoff screws. So basically the standoff screws go in first so the motherboard can connect, but I have it, I bought the upgrade so it does that auto. So when I first clicked the motherboard in there, it kind of went through everything, and then all I had to do was install the actual screws for the motherboard to keep it in place. So that one's good there. We'll get the USB drive. And I do have 3 USB drives, so there's 2 more there. And that's just if, in case, sometimes if I get a 3D Mark score, I like to do that one first because it does take a little bit of time um, in terms of running the actual test. I'll show you here what I mean once that starts up there. I could kind of explain. So basically it's pulling the scores, like frames per second, whatnot like that. Also pulling the average score off the CPU. Basically it's combining the average scores of the CPU and the graphics card, if that's my understanding. If that's wrong, if anyone thinks that's wrong or that I'm wrong about it, you can comment below just to let me know. I'm not a professional PC builder. I do know my way around a computer, but I wouldn't call myself a professional, so I apologize if I'm doing anything wrong in terms of installing any of these components and whatnot like that. It's just a game, just to have fun. So I just installed the 3D Mark Advanced Edition. So it's basically doing Time Spy, DirectX 12 benchmark for gaming PCs. There's a description here, basically, and it actually explains graphics test and CPU test. If you have the game, you can go ahead and read that. I'm just going to click Run here. Basically, it's going to go through the frames, show the frames per second about, it's like about 27 to 28 almost. And it's basically going to take a couple minutes to get that sorted out. Actually, we can just kind of watch it too. It's kind of a little fun thing that they show for testing the 3D Mark to actually calculate the score on your PC. So what we're trying to hit is 8401, so we'll see what it comes out at. Also, as I was saying, I installed the thermal paste for the before putting the cooler in. Usually right about at, I think it's, let's see. Yeah, so it's right about here, right when you get to this case of these like little alien gun things, or whatever they are. You'll get the blue screen of death, and then you'll know like, oh, I forgot to probably install thermal paste. You go back in there. I usually just do it right off the bat when I close the CPU shield. It's just a habit. That way I know I'm not missing it. Sometimes I miss it. I mean, if you guys want to call me out on it, that's fine too. If you ever see it on my channel. But basically, this is the last part right here, so we'll see what it does. 8401 is what we needed. So let's see here. Okay, 8421, so we definitely went over, but you know, that's okay. They're just going to get a little added bonus. They just wanted it to be a 3D Mark score of at least 8401, so that's okay. I'm actually gonna, so with the 3D Mark, I like to just leave it on there for free. Basically, what that does is if the customer ever needs to change out parts or whatnot, or they see something else they want to upgrade to, they can rerun the score, and then that way they can see what their 3D Mark score is still. So basically, those 3 jobs are done. So they're basically, you set them outside here in the hallway, and then we'll go through each one, and then we'll collect for payment. So this one was the broken RAM. Let's see, the vents were clogged, it was dusty, we cleaned out the dust, and it wasn't as quick as it used to be, so we cleared out the viruses, and we'll hit collect here. Alright, so we got 5 stars, which is great. I had no idea what was wrong with my PC, but they fixed it, and they got rid of, and they got rid of all the dust. So we got paid on that one for labor. New parts was just the RAM stick, so not too bad. And just discard it once you're done with it. This one was a build for this game here. I don't know if I'm saying this. Hatoful Boyfriend, A School of Hope, and White Wings minimum spec. And then they wanted, this was Mike, he wanted AMD components, which was the processor, And this is another thing to try to catch on to too if you're playing this game. I know used parts can be cheaper, but I'd like new ones, please. Sometimes they don't say that. You can get away with going to like PC Bay and buying used parts if you need whatnot like that. So we'll hit collect here. So we actually made a little bit more money here, and that's just because of the new parts costing a lot plus the labor. And we got 5 stars on that one, which is awesome. They're good at building PCs. So we got the AMD parts checked, and we got only used new parts checked. So that's good there. And then this one was the 3D Mark score. Wanted to use MSI, which we did for the graphics cards. So we'll hit collect on this one. And we got 5 stars on that one. So this one was actually quite a lot. And that's just, again, due to the parts that we needed, and then the labor on top of that. We did only use new parts, and we installed the MSI parts. Alright, so basically we're going to have these 3. Actually, you know what? I'm going to reject this one, so we're just going to have 2 for next episode. Yeah, so it looks like a build for a game, and then a diagnose and fix, which we can look at. But basically, I don't do overclocking right now because I'm not very fluent in it, and every time I've gotten an overclocking kind of a job, I go to run a stress test on it or a benchmark score, and I get the blue screen. It's very finicky in terms of you have to have it at the right settings when you're in the overclocking menu. Otherwise, it's not going to operate correctly, and then the customer gives you like a 1 star, which actually kind of makes me really mad because I work so hard to build up 5 stars. I'm not very fluent in it. If anyone wants to leave any comments for any like guides or anything like that that are out there that can help me figure out to be more fluent in overclocking, maybe I'll take a look at it in the future. But basically, yeah, so before we end this episode today, I just wanted to show you. So here's the shop here. Oop, clicked on the wrong one, I think. Yeah, so I like to start with kind of in order when we order parts. So if it's a PC build, I usually sort it price lowest to highest because then it shows everything kind of in order in terms of the so like 7100, 7300, 7320, 7350K. So kind of like stuff like that. And also if I'm trying to like be low price on the build to try to make more money off of the labor, that's something else I'll do too as well. But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely like there's definitely cables that I haven't bought yet, like right here, this ribbon plastic light gray. No one's asked for it, so I haven't had to buy it yet. Um, there's lots of case fans, cases, cables, as I said. And then here, just real quick, I'll show you the tools and software. So right now I have the Auto Connect tool owned, um, and then the quick screw tool is tap a screw to screw itself, kind of a thing. Quick cable tool, tap a connector or cable for it to connect itself automatically. That'll be really nice. The auto standoff tool I already got. It just eliminates having to do 2 sets of screws. And then the auto screw tool, all screws screw themselves automatically. Auto cable tool again will connect automatically. I don't know if we'll actually do these two where they're like full auto. We might do these ones where it's kind of like a tap. That way we don't miss out on anything and whatnot like that. So let's see here. So that's the shop, pretty much the gist of the shop. We might also get some jobs where I can show you the custom water cooling. So like you got your radiators, your reservoir, CPU blocks, water-cooled GPUs, and then everything's cooled by water, or in this case it would be coolant. And actually can show you that here. Everything's owned. It actually didn't have me buy anything. It was all pretty much here. Um, so like this is kind of cool actually. What I'll do is, let's see, just do this here. Yeah, so it's kind of like different colors though. It's kind of cool. And I showed PC Bay. Basically, you can get used. Mostly, it's used at on here. Or in this case, I'll have something to sell once I get that broken PC. You got your system info, so if you want to go on to a customer's computer and just see what they have real quick for some reason, it shows a system summary. Part rankings. The only time I've ever used this actually was mainly for builds where they're like a fan of something. Like on that one game we just did, the build for the game, they wanted, it was Intel for the minimum spec, it was a G4400. So if you go here, G4400's at about a 541. They wanted AMD, so the first AMD was a 1200, which we did. So basically it helps for that. GPU tuner is for overclocking GPU. Bongle, you can see the reviews. If it comes up here, oh, there it is. Sometimes a little bit slow, so yeah, it just shows the last reviews that you've gotten and whatnot like that. If you want to check it out, your peripheral shop, your lighting, basic stuff, your wallpaper settings, lightings for like down here, like I have this all red, kind of like I call it the heartbeat because it's the heartbeat of the operation, like it's my work PC, and then I got this glowing white. These glowing white, sorry, this glowing white and these ones glow red for the customer's computer because that's just my favorite color. But yeah, basically that's the gist of PC Building Simulator. So I'll definitely be doing more episodes down the road here. And if you like the video today, you can actually make sure you like the video. That way I know, first off. And then if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you enjoy the content that I'm going to be putting out, like I said, I'm going to be doing different genres. Nothing in particular or specific, just whatever I feel like playing pretty much. I'll create some episodes on. But yeah, if you want to subscribe and click that bell to turn on the notifications, so when I upload new videos, you can obviously do that. And basically, that's going to be it for today. So what I do is I shut that down, and then I also turn off the light because when you get to that utility bill, it's for the power or electricity. It actually docks you, or not docks you, but like adds more money onto your bill if you leave the lights on when you leave the office for the day. So yeah, basically you hit this, you hit end day, and then you go to the next day. I'm not going to do that right now, but yeah, so yeah, like I said, if you like the video, just like it, and then also subscribe to the channel if you're new, and click the bell to turn on notifications for new uploads. Again, I'm Dan the Gamer Man, and I look forward to entertaining everyone with these video uploads of me playing some of my favorite video games. Alright, and I'll see you next episode. Take care.